right, guys, here we go. Quick video. It's kind of a follow-up video from our one yesterday titled Three Cryptos to Ride the Tokenization Wave. And first one up here is going to be Ethereum, then Chainlink, and then Matic or Polygon. And what we're interested in, there's a lot of good, PR out there, regarding this next wave, tokenization wave. But honestly, unless the chart says it's time to buy, it's not time to buy. Okay. So let's break down the Ethereum chart right now. This blue dash line on our chart, as you see, we like to keep our charts clean and precise here. Right now, that's the current support zone. We don't want to lose this, or we'll come down here into this recent sideways consolidation zone that held, support. So if we do break, we're looking for support down here around that 1800 area. And then in the meantime, uh, we have this zone right here that we hope to get a little bit higher up into and hold, because the longer the consolidation, uh, when a asset breaks out either to the upside or downside, and as you can see, we already broke to the downside, but we got back up into this area, pretty quickly. But the longer the contraction, the wider, the harder, the stronger the expansion when you take off out of that zone. Okay. And another important thing, just kind of a freebie here, when the 20 and the 200 come together, there's not too many promises, guarantees, absolutes in the market, but this is one of them. Okay, when they are close together, sooner or later, price is going to break out real hard, either to the upside or, of course, the downside. But it's kind of a 50-50 deal there. We just sit on your hands and wait for it. Because after that happens, the 20 will follow price up and far and away from the 200, or it'll follow price far and away to the downside from the 200. So right now, it's very important for Ethereum to hold this zone right here, or get back up into this pattern, this sideways consolidation. Okay. And if it can accomplish that, the markets play along, less FUD and more FOMO is what we need right now. Then we can get an incredible breakout to the upside. But, also we're cautious about breaking this blue dash line. All right, moving right along, let's go to Chainlink here. And yesterday there was some news. That was the reason for this candle. Yesterday there was some news that came out. They had partnered with MasterCard. MasterCard obviously has millions and millions of clients in order to, collaborate with them for, helping people buy crypto. But this high pivot, uh, up, down, that V-shaped reversal, and that's, basically a 180. Just look for these on the charts. They're everywhere. And if you know this, then you're going to know and know how to react to it. You're going to know more than probably 90% of the retail market out there. Okay. But as we came up, that's why we already had our red dash line here. And I also made a little, you know, post over on X regarding, watch, for how it closes on the daily. And we close, right there at the 20, and the 20 is descending. And most times you want to be, well, probably 90% of the time you want to be trading with the 20. In other words, looking short, or being out of the market when the 20 is coming down, or being long and going with the market when it's flowing up. You want to be with the current, with the flow, with the trend. Okay. Anyway, another, like we were talking about, up, down, a 180 reversal, that's previous resistance, because the red candle stopped, rolled over, and the rest of the story. Okay. So that's going to be resistance when you come up. Okay. Until, there's enough buy action to get up and over and take off. So right now, buy, sell, hold, not financial advice. If you'd gotten in on this nice little candle here, you're probably, in a hold position. But you don't want to, once you make money, you don't want to lose money, if that makes sense. Okay. And then the next one is Polygon, Matic, and it has, very weak chart here, but we'll break it down for you and I'll draw it out for you. First of all, we kind of put in a low here. See how we did that pivot again, pull back, pivot anyway. We came down into that region over in this zone. All right. Now, not that we're going to take off or anything, but at least it's holding. Put this right here, make it blue. On my chart, blue is support. See, we came right down there and bounced. Now the next resistance zone, yeah, we're rolling over. If we roll over and close today like we are, well, that's going to be obviously your first resistance zone to get up and out of. And then the trick is to look left. Everything you need to know about support resistance, you know, the availability for your asset, whether it's a stock, crypto, or whatever, to move up is going left and seeing what's over there. That was previous, in this case, resistance. See right here, as simple as all this is, people don't notice it anyway. So as soon as we reverse here, take out that little high pivot, see up, down, that's what we're expecting. And its price moves up, that's going to be your next zone. Plus you have the 20 coming down, which should, cause a little bit of headache for you. Okay, but let's also, if this red candle closes under the green one right here, just no little freebie, or 6% odds that you'll get continuation on the next day or two to the downside. Okay, but more importantly, how do markets reverse? Okay, there's the V-shaped reversal, there's the W, and then there's one where you drop down, over time. People forget about the big bearish market, however you want to call it. And then people start buying in, and then we come up and out of it. Okay. But in the case for the altcoins, we're probably going to, the best way to get out of here, unless, we get some sort of crazy news about something, more framework being approved, blessed, and regulations coming out of Washington, SEC, and so on and so forth on that. But anyway, uh, we're looking for this pattern like this: a low, high, higher low, and go. In other words, a shallow pullback and a continuation. Okay, on the way up, and it just reverses M's. Okay, on the way downs. All right. See, got a high, lower high, then you drop. Okay, so you want the W on the way up. Matter of fact, I'm slipping. Right here was a low pivot, previous support. See how we came down, supported it. See, that was kind of a W. All right, that's how you do it. That's what you want to see over here. And it's safer to get in after that pullback, make a little base or reversal, come up, general pullback, into that base or into that breakout, and then take off. And then as soon as you start getting green candles out of here, that's, when you start, scaling in to the asset. All right. So even though it's a, bad looking chart here on Polygon, Matic, it can work itself up and out of here, at some point. So here's the weekly. Now this is Coinbase, so it doesn't, probably not the, but see, it's right down here at its all-time lows, basically. Okay. And again, even on the weekly, it's going to have to, build a base, come up here, probably get rejected, have a shallow pullback. You don't want to take this whole leg up. You don't want to take it all out. Okay, that never, you end up with an M, not a W. Okay, some people, uh, have trouble working with that. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like to learn how to do this and learn how to, make more positive trades and not be scared about getting in. A lot of people, once they make take a position, they're scared, they're nervous, and we can show you uh, 3 you know, if you have this checklist and you check off each one of these little, you know, pilot checklist, uh, you know, factors on there, it'll take you, I don't know, high 70s, maybe even 80% probability that you're going to have a winning trade, you know, over there on your portfolio. Okay. So anyway, again, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the charts.